listening to Real Radio. On the way in about half an hour or so, Joe McElderry will be on the show, very excited, talking about his brand new album and about how prepared he is for the Great North Run. I bet he wasn't out drinking last night like me. But then again, I'm not doing the run, so I'm allowed.
The We Love Michael.
Hello, you're listening to Real Radio, and as promised, I'm joined by the very lovely Joe McElderry. Hello.
Hello.
So you've got your brand new album out, which I'm really excited about. How is it to make that new album?
It's been good. Do you know what it is? This last week has been like from Monday when it's been out. Like before that, it was like, God, I've been recording for ages. Like nobody's heard any of this stuff. Like I was dying for everybody to hear it. And then on Monday, like all of a sudden I was like, where have the past 7 months gone? It's just all rolled into one. But it's always really exciting.
Oh, and how do you choose which songs went on the album? Because this one's got a mix, hasn't it? It's like from all over the place.
Oh, totally.
Especially one of my all-time favourites, I know I was telling you before, Something's Got a Hold of My Heart.
Yeah.
So what made you choose that one?
Basically, I'd wanted to make them like covers that you wouldn't expect us to sing. So like Something's Got a Hold of My Heart, if you played the original, people would go, he wouldn't even try and sing that.
Yeah.
So we totally changed the versions. We made the older ones modern, made the faster ones like ballads, like changed them all around. Then you've got I did loads of songwriting. I went to the studio and spent a lot of time writing first. Then I had to play it to the label, which was the most nerve-wracking thing ever. I took 5 songs in that I'd written, played them to the label one after the other, and they liked them. And I think once I got that kind of nod of approval, I was like, right, I'm going to write some more then.
But how did you get started when someone just goes, write a song? Were you like,
Well, I went into the studio with a really good friend who I've known a long time, who's a musician as well and a singer. And we came out with a song in a day and a half already, which is called What Have I Done? It's on the album. That was the first one.
But did they go, right, what would you like us to write the song about?
Well,
or did you just start rhyming, going, cats at Matt?
What you find is that either, if they're writing for your album, so they were like, should we write a song for your album? And I was like, yeah, we can try. And they were like, right, how do you feel today? What's going through your head?
Like, fine.
And I was like, I'm fine. I was like, and I had nothing really. And then I think we were reading a newspaper or something. It was about cheating and scandals and things like that. And I just said something like, why can't people just like lay the cards out on the table and be honest? And they were like, we're using that lyric.
So this is Here's What I Believe, isn't it?
Yes, the reason I called it Here's What I Believe, I thought I've worked on it, I've done the songwriting, I've really been a part of the creative process of choosing all the songs. So I thought like, here's what I believe, hand in the album.
Nice.
This is what I believe in. So it's been a long process.
So which song would you like me to play now off the album?
Oh, Something's Got a Hold of My Heart, and I'm dedicating it to Callie Scott because she loves it. Something's got a hold of my heart.
Joe McElderry there, Something's Got a Hold of My Heart, played especially for me.
Something's got a hold of...
That's the only way I can sing.
Yeah.
So it's probably the best way. So the Great North Run is tomorrow.
Yes.
When you're running and feeling a bit hot and sweaty, is that the embarrassing time when someone goes, you right there, Joe? You're like, oh no.
Last year I was in agony because I hadn't trained. I mean, I've trained loads this year.
Yeah.
And last year I hadn't trained that much, and I got to the halfway point and I just was not in the mood to smile. And everybody was, as I was running past the crowd, come on, Joe, smile for me, camera. I was like, I can't. I can't do it anymore. But I should be all right this year.
What time did you do it in last year?
I did it. I'd still got a good time. I got it in 1 hour 42 last year, but the year before that I did 1 hour 39. So this year I want to do 1 hour 35.
Last time I did it, the grand old time of 2 hours and 21. And I remember going, yes, that's finished.
Not bad, though.
I thought that's well fast, but it's not compared to what you can do. Do you find it when you run over the hill on the way
Marsden
down?
Bank.
Oh, when you see the sea.
Stop.
No, and
them hay bales.
Everybody tells you, whatever you do when you're running down the hill, don't run fast, because you see the sea, you think you finished the Great North Run, but you haven't. And every year,
that bit is the worst.
I've done it 5 times, and every time I get there and I forget my own advice, and I go, oh, it's the end. Run like mad, get to the bottom and go,
Still
this is going to be the longest
mile
mile of my life. And then I always
and
do
100 metre marks, like it goes 800, 900, 800.
That is no way, 100 metres.
I'm like, nah, that's a joke. And do you know them hay bales? I've seen like people just like, they couldn't stop, they were just crashing into hay bales.
My favourite bit of South Shields is when you go in, just before you go down the bank, there's like old people just out with like offering you biscuits outside the houses and stuff.
Sprayed with water as well. That's such
lovely.
a nice relief. Like people were on the bridges like tipping water, and I'd be like, normally this would be wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it today.
Yeah, come on, spray. Okay, so for anyone doing the Great North Run for the first time, what tips would you give them?
Pace it, because it is such an excitement atmosphere that sometimes like the gun starts and you're like, right, I'm off, like I'm going to do it. And then you get like over the time bridge and you're like, okay, I've actually got like 12.5 miles to go yet. So I would say start slow. And it's hard as well when everybody's kind of running past you and you think, oh God, I'm getting left behind. But it's better to run slow for the first half and then catch up halfway at the end than run fast at the start and be like in agony by, 9 miles in. So,
but you're going to be fighting against yourself time-wise, realistically, because you are quite...
I mean, I feel a lot fitter this year than I did at this time last year. I've been running loads, and I'm in much better shape than I was last year. So I should be... Fingers crossed I'll be okay. Oh,
you'll be fine. We've got another North East legend on the way, and then we're catching up more with Joe. So there's a little sneak preview of Joe McElderry's brand new song, Here's What I Believe. But before we play it for you, I just want to ask Joe a bit of some quick fire questions. You don't mind, you, Joe?
No, I like these.
Right, okay, tea or coffee?
Green tea or decaf latte?
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Good. See, we can go out, it's fine. Facebook
Indian
or Twitter?
I like them both. Ooh, Twitter, I think I'm more obsessed with, yeah.
See, I prefer Facebook because you can look at people's pictures and like stalk them in a friendly way. Looking at, you can look at exes and go, oh, look at that, look who he's going out with now. Night in or night out?
I'm always a night out. I have to admit it.
Cheryl Cole or Catherine Jenkins?
I'm going to say, I have to stick to Geordie Root. I'm going to say Cheryl. But I do love Catherine a lot.
Pop or opera?
Popra.
See,
no, this new album's poppy, so I'll say pop.
Yes, excellent. Too hot or too cold? What are you normally feeling?
I'm always too hot. Like, I sleep with a fan on every night round the clock.
Ant or deck?
Aren't they like a package? You can't
the thing
choose
is,
one or the
I
other.
never know. This is horrible, and I never know
Ant's
which is
the taller one, Deck's the smaller.
Ant's the one with the big forehead.
Ant's who you would think would be Deck. That's what I always think about.
How weird. You are so bizarre, but I like it. So what else is planned now for the next few weeks?
So we'll have the first album launch show on Tuesday, 18th of September, and I think there's still a few tickets available at the Time Theatre. That's the first live performance of the album. And then I'm just promoting TV shows. I'm doing Alan Titchmarsh next week and all the kind of weekly TV shows and all the
And then when you're all finished with all that, you need to promise to come in and do a full show on a Saturday with me. Are you promising?
Promise.
Excellent.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. I reckon we should play Here's What I Believe, because we've been talking about it. We know that you wrote it, so it's more important than every other song.
Of course.
Of course it is. Would you like to introduce it for me?
This is my new single off the new album. It's called Here's What I Believe. I hope you enjoy it. Tired of hanging on to all the games you play. 'Cause now I see.
Love that. Joe McElderry, Here's What I Believe. My favourite person to interview. I'm gutted he's had to go, but before he went, he's just signed one of his albums. So if you want to get a copy of his brand new album, Here's What I Believe, the first person to text in that I received, the first text saying Joe to 63344 can have a copy of it. Because when I said that, and you did hear that Joe's promised now he's going to come on and do a full show with me one Saturday. You heard it here first. He's got to do it. On the way, some Simple Plan also.